Hello everyone. Do you know what? It is such a pleasure to be back. Like, I am so happy to be doing these lives again and on our preferred day on a Tuesday. How is everyone doing out there? Like, I've missed you guys. I have really missed you guys. It is so nice to be back. How have you all been? Also, where are you guys? Where are you in the world? I like my little check-ins. I like, just to see where you guys are. And I can see, in the chat that the regulars are here. So big shout out to all of you guys, the big supporters. It's just so amazing to be back. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you. I do a little bit of a curl. Thought it'd be nice. So look, it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks, and today we're going to be talking all about moving on. So thank you so much, Linda. Really appreciate the compliments, guys. Thank you. Hertfordshire, near North London. I know where Hertfordshire is. Welcome, M. Singh. And Chris, you're from California, USA. Love California. Beautiful place in the world. It's been a while since I have been there. I think probably like 20 years or something like that. But anyway. So today we're going to be talking about West London, Denmark, USA. No, we're not going to be talking about West London and Denmark. We're going to be talking about moving forward from the narcissist. But before I start the live, I have some really sad news. So our wonderful moderator, Yang, is no longer with us, which is really sad. He has... Oh, thank you, William. Thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you. Eastern Canada. Yes, thank you so much, William. So he's moved on. He's got this wonderful job and we wish him all the best. In his new venture, he was absolutely amazing. And I know that he loved being here, on the community. He loves supporting all of you, which actually, I've got to say, guys, I have a vacancy. I have a spot for a team of moderators, actually. So I'm just putting it out there. If any of you wanted to become moderators within the community, please do email me. My email is going to be in the description box. I can't type it right now because obviously I am talking. I know, Laurie, he was great, wasn't he? He was so funny and he was so wonderful in the community, but I am really sad. And it's such a shame that he wasn't able to say goodbye as well, but he was amazing. And I'm really sad to see him go. We will miss Yang. Maybe he might drop in at some point in the future. We will see. But we wish him all the best. So Yang, if you're watching, we wish you all the best. So yes, I am looking for a team of moderators. So if anyone is out there who would like to be a moderator in this community, that would be amazing. Please just email me because I'd love to hear from you. So thank you so much. Right. So that's all of the announcements. I will be back. No, we don't need narcissists as moderators. Absolutely not. So guys, today we're talking all about, just getting comfortable now. We're going to be talking about moving forward from the narcissist. This is a topic that has been so popular actually on the lives. I know that we have talked about this quite a lot, but there's always new things that we can learn. There's always new things that we can, learn from this going forward. And I think in this particular case, when they have new supply, it's really hard to comprehend. It's really hard to try and understand how this person can move on so quickly and give us no second thought, right? Like they don't care. It's so sad. And we're like, oh my God, how is this even possible? But look, okay, you got to think of it this way, right? There is no one, all right, that if they are healthy, they're going to move on that quickly. Like that doesn't happen. You cannot emotionally, psychologically, but also physically move on from someone so quickly. Meaning that even though they have new supply, does that actually mean that someone has moved on? Like, if you think about it, even though somebody has a new person, does that mean that you actually move on from the person previously? But for us, okay, for us on the outside looking in, what we see it as is that this person has replaced you, they have got rid of you, and what they are doing is they're showing that they're living their best life. But is that the truth? Is that really what is happening? So we're going to unpack this to give you a bit more understanding. Is that really what is happening? And also we're going to give you like tools and techniques on how to move forward, what you can do for yourself, because really, ultimately, this is about your recovery. This is about you taking responsibility, because it's no one else's responsibility. But I feel like if you understand this in a certain way, this will help you to move forward. This will help you to see this in a different perspective, because remember, in life, it is all about perspective. It's all about understanding and allowing this experience to make sense, okay? To make sense. And I know that I talk about this quite a lot in the videos, all right? Being in a toxic dynamic like you have all been, you have to understand that this is going to take longer. Because not only do you have to grieve, get over this person, move forward from this person, but you also have to heal from the abuse. Remember, these people who trigger you, these people bring up all of the triggers, okay, and make you feel insignificant, make you feel invisible, like you are nothing. But that isn't really the truth, is it? And so this is what I really want to discuss today, is what actually is going on behind the scenes. That, my friends, that is what we are going to be talking about here. Thank you so much, Eric. Bless you. Thank you. So I've done a few videos about the discard, all right? When you have been discarded, all right? When someone has pushed you away and they don't want you. They've said all of these things to you. When a relationship or a partnership or a friendship is breaking up, when people are angry, when people are upset, when people are triggered, they say things that actually they don't mean, or they don't make a lot of sense. So the narcissist will say things to you to discredit you, to make you feel insignificant. Not only just this time, but I know they would have said it quite a lot of times over the relationship. All right. So when they are saying this is like the final nail in the coffin. This is the final blow. It makes us feel as though we are nothing, that we are insignificant, and that we mean just nothing to that person. And they're not supportive. They don't care. But really, is that the truth? What is happening when they discard you, all right, is that you didn't conform. You didn't do something that the narcissist wanted you to do. You were disobedient in some way, which is why they had to put you down. What they are saying to you is something out of anger. It is out of jealousy or rage, yet they don't show it to its full capacity, all right? So they say it to hurt you, to make you feel like you are not good enough in their eyes, because they don't want you to feel good. They don't want you to move forward, all right, and feel good about yourself, get over this relationship, move forward in your life. They don't want that. They want you to feel stuck, because what they're doing is they're projecting. They are projecting their own hurt and pain onto you, because they don't really move on. Narcissists, even though they are with somebody new, that doesn't mean that someone has moved on. And you're probably going to say, Anushka, seriously, Anushka, how is that? How is that a thing? But look, all right, when you can't attach onto someone in a healthy way, you also can't detach from someone in a healthy way. It works both ways. All right. So when you can't attach onto someone, this is what you do. You're going to control. You're going to, thank you so much, Oxford. Yes, please do press the like button. If you are enjoying the live so far, please press the like button. Let's get this information out there and help other people who are going through this, because this information is vital. Oxford, thank you so much. That is going to be your new catchphrase now. So look, when someone can't attach in a healthy way, they're not going to let you go in a healthy way, because they don't really ever let go. Tell me how someone has moved on when they are still watching you. When they're still watching you on social media, maybe they are actually watching you. Maybe they are watching you or trying to get information from you through other people. How is that moving on? They're probably watching you on fake accounts. I know that narcissistic individuals do this, but look, how is that moving on? How is that someone, oh yes, I'm healed, I'm with a new person. And they continue to watch you whilst they are with that person. How many times have you caught your narcissist looking at an ex or talking about an ex? They don't move on just because they're with somebody else. When you move on, it means that you wish that person well. You are getting on with what you need to do in your life. You're concentrating on you. And all of the emotional baggage that comes surrounding that situation, you know what? You have healed from it. You've moved forward and you're like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't wish anything bad to my ex. I don't wish anything bad on anybody, right? So why is it? Why is it then that they are still doing this? Why is it that they are still have got some interest in you? Do you know what? This isn't just weeks after or months after. This is even years after. I'm sure that some of you that are in the community could probably vouch for this and say, yeah, like I've heard from my narcissist like a few years later. They don't detach. And this is all about the attachment disorder. When you have an attachment issue, you can't let someone go, which is why they keep circling back, which is why they keep coming back. It's not because, they've learned from their mistakes. They've learned that actually, I am a better person. I have hurt this person. I'm trying to make amends and I want them back, even though they tell you that they do. And this is another thing. A lot of people say a lot of things. A lot of people tell you a lot of things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. That is the thing. That is about seeing through this. That is about using your discernment and seeing through this. It's about a different perspective, because actually these people are out there to take from you. Okay, because they are not happy within themselves. They are not satisfied within themselves. So if that is the case, okay, you're going to feel jealous, you're going to feel inferior, you're going to want to put another person down, because believe me, they have a dysfunctional ego. And their ego is all about getting other people back. All right? So when you have that type of a mindset, it doesn't matter whether this person is nice, when someone is nice to you, when someone goes over and above to be kind and to help. You're not going to see it, because if your ego is too dysfunctional, if it's too big, if it's there, to protect, you're not going to be able to see the kindness that somebody else has for you, because they have developed these barriers. They have developed these coping strategies by doing this to others because it makes them feel good. So let's take this and put this in the whole theory with the new supply. How about we get another person, pretend that we are doing really good, and let's just show the world that I am so happy. But internally, it's a different story. But what you're seeing is the illusion that is created by this person, the illusion that they want you to believe. The illusion is not the reality. You have to look at the behavior here, not what is being shown or what is being said. Now, you know, when I was studying psychology, when I was doing my doctorate, we learned in the modules that we have to look at that person's behavior, not what they're saying. Not what they are saying. Sorry, I was just reading the comments there. Because people say a lot of things. But you've got to read between the lines here. You've got to see what is being presented to you. And you make your interpretations from this, okay? This isn't about believing everything that is told, everything that you see. It is an illusion. People create them because they want to pretend that they are okay. They want to pretend that they're having a good time, that they are living their best life. I mean, isn't that what social media is all about? Putting the best pictures up, posting on stories, posting holidays, outfits. Posting outfits. It's an illusion. It is a projection, a part of your life, a part of a life that that person wants you to see. So when we were studying, we had to listen to what people were saying, but what was not being said. So we had to look at that person's behavior, their body language, their facial expressions. What is that all about? And this is how you've got to see it. You've got to use your discernment. And this will only work if you're connected to yourself, if you're believing in yourself, you're trusting your intuition, you are trusting your thoughts, yourself, because you know what? You are never going to lie to yourself. If you are connected to who you really are, then you're not going to lie to yourself. You're not going to lie to others because you're going to be able to stand in your own truth. But you see, the narcissist doesn't do that. They're putting on a show. And why would you do that? Why would you put a show on? Why would you want to show to the whole world that you're doing really well, that you are doing good? And why do people do that? Because they're not actually doing really, really good. They're doing the opposite. You can really see, you can really see who is happy, who is truly, truly happy. You can work that out because you can use your discernment. You can work people out. And again, this is all about perspective. This is all about perspective in life. When these people are showing you, the narcissist is showing you. Remember, they're all about lies. They're all about looking good. They're all about making sure that this image, this facade that they're trying to uphold is working, is doing what it's supposed to be doing. But you see, when that falls, they don't want anyone else to know. And this is why, when they leave, for some of you, there was the smear campaign. Why would someone discredit you to that level? All right, to that level where, a few years ago, they're professing how much they love you. They were showing everyone on social media, all their friends, family, how much they actually love you. And then they go and put you down to others. They go and discredit you completely, try to destroy you. Why would someone do that? You know why? Because it's about deflection. Because it's about deflecting from the fact that actually maybe there's something wrong with the narcissist. Maybe there's something that they would have done. But if they discredit you, they put you down first. They're going to make sure that everybody else believes that so that you look like the fool, like you're the one that's the issue. But again, perspective is in play here. That isn't what's being done. That isn't what is really happening here. Because it really is about them, isn't it? Who in their right mind does that? To go and put someone down in that way, to try and change somebody else's mind, to try and gaslight other people for them seeing you in that way. Then try to gaslight other people that they are actually so happy with this new person, that actually you were the problem. That's the reason why they have gone to find someone else. Have they done the inner work? Do they even comprehend that there maybe is some sort of work to be done? No. They project this outwardly because it's everybody else's fault but theirs. And this is the issue. Because they have interpersonal dysfunctional skills, all right? They can't connect. And this is what it all boils down to. Is this deflection, is this this ability to not be able to connect to who they really are. This ability to not really see it for what it is. I mean, they don't see things in the same way that me or you do. Philip, I will, don't worry. I've got you in mind. I will answer your question. You know, they are trying to change people's minds. Why would you do that? Why would you want to change somebody else's perspective? Why would you want to gaslight? Because you're trying to control the situation. That is what is happening here. They did flower power. They sold us the biggest illusion. That is what they do. And you've got to think of it like, why would somebody do that? Like, seriously, why would you do it? Why would you want to trick someone into loving you? I think I talked about this in a video that I did either yesterday or Friday. I'm not sure. Because, you know, this is what I'm saying. It's like, why would you want to trick someone into loving you? Why would you trick someone into staying? You know, we have free will, but, you know, these people don't want us to have free will. They want to be able to control us. And when you're someone who wants to control an outcome, it means that you're not content. You're not happy within yourself. You are not fulfilled. So what you're doing is you're outsourcing it elsewhere. M Singh, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. M Singh says, I remember when I was the new special one. I felt like I was on cloud nine. He left his ex for me. Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. Then the same happened to me. He left me for someone else. I still feel like such a mug for falling for it. Do you know what? M Singh, you are not a fool for not seeing it. All right. When you got with this person, okay, you saw it for what it was. Of course, he made you feel so special. So this is, you know what? This is the gaslighting, isn't it? They are gaslighting. He's lying to you. You know, this is his formula. This is how he gets people. He's a relationship jumper, like most of narcissists are. They just jump from one person to the next because they cannot bear to be alone. Right? He knew that he had your attention. He knew that he had your focus, which is why you were the new special one, which is probably what he told you. And of course you're going to feel good because you feel like you were chosen, you had the attention, and he made you feel good. But this is what he does. And how would you have known that? You're not a fool. Like, how would you have known that this person does that? We don't get into these relationships thinking, oh, you know what? Like, oh, they're narcissistic. Oh, they're going to control me. If we knew that, guys, we would have run a mile, right? So we're not fools. M Singh, you're not a fool. No, not one of us saw that. You know, when I was in my, like, I can't even call it a relationship thing, you know, whatever. How would, you know, I didn't know. And I was working, you know, in mental health. Like, I did not see it. So, and I'm not saying that, yeah, I should have seen it because I was working mental health, but it's one of those things that when you're in it, you know, your heart's in it, you don't see it because it feels good. And you know what? Do you know what? I think a lot of it is when we feel validated, when we feel noticed, when we feel good, you know, we want more of that feeling. We want more, and we feel like that person is genuine. We don't ever think that we're getting into relationships with narcissists, and not actually at the time when we were in that relationship did we even know what a narcissist is. Of course we didn't. If we did, we would have run, and we know we would have run. But because we didn't have all of that information in front of us, how did we know? We didn't know that these people are like this. So really, this is about understanding, and this is the perspective that I'm talking about. Like really understand it. Like really look at it from a different point of view. You know, and M Singh, you know, this is what they do. They make you feel good. So this is what I was saying earlier. They trick you into staying. They trick you into this relationship. They promise you all of this, but then they deliver this. They don't even deliver anything. They give you nothing. They say all of these things. And that's what I'm saying. You guys have to be aware of, because people say a lot of things. You've got to look at the behavior. Okay, you've got to look at the behavior. I know the sweet words make you feel good. But going forward, guys, you have to really listen to what people are saying, and can they deliver what they are saying? And of course, Mike Lear, like, you're right, the trauma from your narcissist, you distrust people. But I really want to make a video about this, because, trusting people is tough after the narcissist. But what I will say is not impossible. All right. It is not impossible, and we mustn't make it something that it is impossible for us to do. Because if we are unable to trust others, we're not able to trust ourselves. Because the thing is, we don't trust who we are. We don't trust our own judgment. We don't trust our own, feelings, emotions, our own intuition. Because a lot of this is about intuition and gut feeling. We've got to trust that. And that is what is important. That is how you're going to know what someone is like. What does someone feel like? Is their energy? And I talk about this. I've recently started talking about, the energetic exchange from that person. And you can only feel it if you are connected to yourself. And this is what I'm writing the book about. It's about that connection back to you, because you know what? Each and every one of you hold this inner wisdom. All right. And, at the beginning of these experiences that we were, walking into with the narcissist, do you know what? We didn't know. We didn't know that this type of people exist. But if we look at it on the other side of it, we do now. And what this person, if anything, the good thing about this person is that they are bringing us closer to ourselves. They are enabling us to start to trust ourselves, because we are special. We are intelligent. We are worthy. We are good enough. These people made us believe that we're not. Why would you say that to someone? Why would you tell someone something like that? That is a lie, because they do everything inverted. They do everything backwards. So if you look at the things that they told you, turn this around and think, no, actually, I am good enough. Actually, I am worthy. I am worth something, because you are. No one in their right mind would say things like this to you. Why would someone be so aggressive? There's no reason for it. Regardless what has happened, there's no reason for someone to say those things to you for something so trivial. So this is why we start to distrust others, because we think, how the hell have we got it so wrong with this person? And it's like the example that Singh you gave. I'm a mug. How did I not see it? You're not a mug. You're not. No one could see it from the beginning, because we never thought that someone like this existed. Because you know what? At the beginning, they promised you the world. They promised you a future. They promised you a relationship. And what they delivered was something completely different. They are not able to be in a relationship. They're not able to connect to others. How can someone who is so disconnected from themselves, who doesn't even know who they are, they don't even have an identity, because they steal yours, don't they? Right at the beginning, they steal yours. Guys, please do press the like button if you are enjoying the live so far. Please do press the like button. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're right, Kruger. Yes, love is blind. That's a true statement. It is. It is. How can, someone who is not connected to themselves, who doesn't understand themselves, steals your identity, love bombs you, tricks you. Okay, love bombing. I'm going to call this the trick. The trick that fools you into staying. They trick you into this relationship. How can this person then connect to others, to you? How can this person then move on with a new person? How can that narcissist then connect to the new person? You can't. It is not possible. You don't just be in a relationship with someone and then, oh, it's broken apart. It's not good. I don't want this person. And then they jump into the love of their life. Like, do you know how silly this whole thing sounds? Seriously. Like, how silly does this whole thing sound? Like, oh, you were the problem. You did this. And I have met my soulmate. Like, seriously. No. It doesn't happen like that. Even if you are healthy, all right? Even if you are healthy, you need time to grieve the relationship, to process the relationship, probably do some work on yourself. And then maybe you might think about moving forward with another person and bringing yourself to a new relationship. You don't just jump from one to the next, do you? Seriously, do you? No. And I'm saying this is for you. Like, you've got to understand that your narcissist was literally a relationship jumper. All right. So one to the next to the next. This is what he is going to do. This is his formula. This is what he does. He's going to do it to people after you. He did it to people before you. That's what he does. And that's what a lot of them do, because they cannot bear to be alone. Because, guys, if they had to be alone, they have to sit with themselves, be with themselves. They would have to think about things. But what better way to not by deflecting and jumping into another relationship, because where all your attention is focused on that person. And you can just pretend to be a new person. You don't have to be the old person. You can be a new one, because remember, they compartmentalize people and situations. Please press the like button, guys. And for those of you that have just joined, please do press the like button. Okay, you don't have to think about yourself. You don't have to do any work on yourself. Do you know what? Because you don't have to take responsibility. So why do you then not just move into something new? People are indispensable to the narcissist. They don't mean anything. And this is the attachment disorder. This is the disconnection from self. Okay? If you're not connected to you, you're not going to connect to others. That's why other people don't mean anything to you. Because it's easy for you to bring them close to you, but also throw them away because, hey, there's someone new. It's like that example that I give, about the phone, about my mobile phone, my cell phone, all right? I love my phone, because I can do so much with it. I can connect with people. I'm on social media. I can watch YouTube videos on it. I can message people all around the world. I love my phone. It does a lot for me. But I'm not in love with my phone. I'm not going to marry my phone. And this is the displacement that I'm talking about. All right, this disconnection. And really what I'm talking about is a displacement of love, because if we really look at it, what is going on here is the narcissist doesn't actually know how to attach, how to bond, how to connect. Because for them, yes, they may say that they love you. Yes, they might feel that in the moment, but it's a different type of love. It is more of an attachment. But remember, they have an attachment disorder. So they don't feel, they don't connect. Ramaz, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you, Ramaz. And I hope I pronounced that correctly. I really do. I'm sorry if I haven't. So when you don't have that connection, when you don't have that, when you have that displacement, you can't love anyone. You can't feel anything. So this is why when people come in and out of their lives, And exactly that, Patty. This is why it's called a personality disorder, because that's exactly what it is. It's a displacement, it's a disconnection. And this is something that has happened since childhood to cope with trauma that they have experienced, because that's what trauma does. It disconnects you. It disconnects you from who you are. And it's very hard unless you do the work, unless you recognize that actually this is what it is. You cannot connect back to yourself, because it is that permanent disconnection. And this is what I'm saying. It's like they've got to put other people down because everybody else is the problem. You know, God forbid that they are going to look at themselves and do some work. That is what I'm talking about here. There's no responsibility. There is no awareness. You know, we're doing the work. All right, we are working on ourselves. You know, you guys showed up here tonight, and I'm sure that you've watched other videos. I'm sure that many of you are going into therapy or counseling, working through this, working on yourselves. I know that a lot of you are in pain, but you're still doing something about it. Listen, therapy and counseling, it is not easy. It is not easy. Okay, and it's not for the faint-hearted. All right, but it means that you're doing something about it, because it's one thing saying like, oh, do you know what? I'm broken, I'm upset. But are you actually doing anything about it? And that's what I'm saying. Narcissist does not even click this. They don't even recognize that there is an issue. It's better just to source it out, outsource it or blame it on someone else. Deflection. That is what is going on here. Sorry. The love they have for their phones is the closest to real love that they are ever going to feel. Yes, because that's what they use to spy and stalk people on, isn't it? They love it. And that's what I'm saying. You know what? That displacement of love, it's like, that isn't a real connect. It's all very surface level. So when you have these issues, when you have this way of, I don't know, connecting with others, doing, you can't, there's never anything genuine. It's all very surface level. This cannot go any deeper anymore. And so it's very much just about the surface. It's just about, there's no, what am I trying to say? There's no like depth. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no depth to this. Guys, please do press the like button. Midnight Blue, my dear, that's not about, because you're on your phone or your computer a lot. I was just giving that as an example. It doesn't mean just because you love your phone. I love my phone. I love my computer as well. I'm on it a lot. But it doesn't mean I'm in love with it. I love it, but I'm not in love with it. That's what I was trying to say, is that there's different types of love. There's different types of love. There's the disconnected one, which is what the narcissist feels. But their definition of love and relationships is something completely different to what it is. This isn't on an even playing field, because they get into this relationship because it's transactional. It's like, what can you do for them? That's what it. Yes, Philip, exactly that. It's transactional. And Patty, no connection. You're absolutely right. That is what is going on. There is no real depth to this connection with this person. And do you know what? I feel like that's really hard to comprehend. Like, this person cannot connect, can never be what you want them to be. Like, they cannot. It's just broken apart. It just, it just doesn't work. And even though, it is really hard to try and understand it when you are someone who is at the other end of the scale, when you're really empathetic, you're really patient, you have a big heart, you love people. It's really hard to kind of understand that. You're very sweet, Flower Power. Thank you so much. I wish these people would get help. But you see, this is the thing. Narcissists do go into therapy. I've seen it. I've worked with a few, not in my private practice, but like when I was working in the clinic, and even in the addictions clinic as well. You know, so they do go. It's not because they try and get help. It's because they've been instructed to go and get help. Because it's either they've got to go because they've been to prison, or they've been to jail, so they're on remand, and they have to go and attend like weekly sessions. Usually that's what I used to work with, like the forensic population, or their partner or their wife or husband has told them that they actually need to go into therapy to work on this. So there is another agenda to this. It's not because, thank you, emceeing. It's not because, they're going into therapy because they actually recognize that there's something that they have to work on. That's not how this works. And also when narcissists do go into therapy, they very much, what they do is what's the word I'm looking for? They intellectualize their emotions. So there's no real feeling. There is a disconnect. Their heart is closed off. Their heart chakra has blocks. So it's not open. That energy from the heart space is not open. It is closed. They don't let anyone in, and they don't let themselves out. So that's where this disconnect exists. We all have big hearts. Okay, we have big hearts where we love intensely, and we want to help heal the world. That's what we do as empaths, right? But when you don't have this connection to yourself, you don't understand yourself, therapy isn't going to work. It's not going to cure. And when you are not able to understand, and you don't let anyone in, because for narcissists, this is all about the past. This is all about their childhood and working on that, doing inner child healing, regression therapy. They're not going to do that because that is hard. It is hard to do inner child work, recognizing, where your triggers are, recognizing where there were issues. It doesn't work. And I know that a lot of people would disagree, but my opinion is this: I don't feel like therapy for narcissists works. Okay? Because there are other motivations that are at play here. So that's why I feel like that doesn't work. No. Guys, if you are watching and you've just joined, please do press the like button. It would mean the world to me, and it will get this information out there to other people who are suffering at the moment. So yes. Kruger, you are right. Narcissists are heartbreakers, soul crushers, stay hard people. It is true. It is true. You've got to understand that these people were sent into your life for a reason. Thank you, emceeing. I'm glad that I have been able to help. I really am, honestly. Narcissists that come into your life, all right, we don't understand them at first. We don't understand what is going on. And it's really hard, I think, when we leave these dynamics to try and understand actually, that what actually has happened. Oxford, bless you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation. Thank you. Knox Sisters Hoovers are tapering off. What is her mindset? Well, Oxford, what is going on here, I feel, is that she's trying and trying and trying, but it's not getting her anywhere. She's not getting any attention from you. So I feel like she is kind of like dying it down, because remember, she's not going to show herself as vulnerable, as someone who is over-caring, in a way, it's like, I've done my bit. You're not responding. So I'm just going to leave it for a little bit. I don't feel like that is going to be the end. I don't feel like that's going to be the end. I do feel that she might try again in the future. But at the moment, she's like, I tried a bit too many times. I'm just gonna back off now. I'm not getting the response that I need. So we're going to try in a different way. You see, the narcissist is not going to make a fool of themselves, all right? They're not just going to overdo it. You know, like even when some of you, I know on the previous lives have said, oh, mine's never hoovered me. Mine's never, done that. Do you know what? I've never been hoovered. Mine has never come back and said, hey, Anushka. Mine's but probably for a different reason because of the work that I'm doing. That's probably why. If I didn't do this, I am sure that he would have circled back, honestly. But for some of you guys thinking like, why do they not hoover? They don't hoover because you're strong, because they think that they're not going to get the response that they want, which is why they stop. And it's not because, yes, they are hoovering you, and you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm not strong enough. You are, but they feel like they can get something from you, which is why they do this. And think about it, right? If you've moved on, you are so happy with your new supply. Why are you hoovering me? Why are you still bothering with me? Sorry, I have a really itchy nose tonight. Oh, why, and this is what I mean. You've got to see this in that perspective. Wisty Christie, I love that comment. I am not available for a hoover. Yes, I love that. Do you know what? That should be written on a t-shirt. I think that's brilliant. They try and get as much as they can from you. Ultimately, this is all about control, because they need to have control over you, because they are not content within themselves. They have to affect you in some way, because they need to know whether you still care. They need to know whether you feel some sort of emotion towards them. That is what is really the motivational force behind this. They want to know whether they can still have an effect of you, how you feel, because for them it's all about emotion, how you feel about them. They can't show you any. You see, when you are lacking in something, when you're a narcissist, you're lacking in something, you want it from another because you can't do it for yourself. So you just steal it. You take it from another. And that is what they are doing. So you've got to see this in this perspective, that they are lacking in so many things, yet they project this outwardly and say that this is you, that you have done this, that you are not enough, that you are insignificant. Like, for example, I know that what used to happen for me, and maybe this could kind of like resonate with some of you, I was always accused of cheating. I never did, but I was always accused of cheating. And guess what? He was cheating. He was the one that was always out and about with the women. So they project the things that they are not good enough, the things that they are doing. They say that you are that. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to look past this. You've got to look, all right? You've got to look and see this from a different perspective. Even though this person, all right, you're going to take advice. You're going to listen to someone like them. I mean, really, look at them. Who the hell are they? Seriously? You're going to value their opinion. What? Because they said that you are this, or you're not good enough, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. You're really going to listen to them. You're really going to take their advice on. I mean, who are they? I mean, look at them. Who are they really? Look at them. Look at their life up until now. You know, they would have. You've seen what they are like. You see what they do. Look at them. When you've got to trick someone into staying with you, you've got to trick someone into a relationship with you. I mean, really. What is that about? And so this is what I'm saying to you guys. You've got to have like perspective on this situation. The reason why you are stuck is because you're believing what they are saying to you. It's still going round in your mind. You're believing what they have said to you, which is not true. And this is what I mean. They project. They're projecting all of this. They are saying you are this because that is what they really are. Or that's what they think of themselves. And if you're projecting, you're not going to take responsibility for your actions, for your words, for things that you're doing. They're not taking responsibility for who they are. And so that's why they mold themselves into something that you would want them to be. I mean, even just look at that. Like, why would you even want to be somebody else? Why can't you be yourself? You know why? Because they don't know who they are. That's why they clone you. Nick, you are right. They are jealous of your positive energy. And talking about energy, they see that. They see something in you that you're not seeing. And that is your journey back to that, to seeing that special light, that energy, that person who you are. Because you know what? The narcissist sees that. But what you're doing is you're believing what they have told you. You're believing their words. And again, who the hell are they? You're believing the words of someone who lives their life in that way. I mean, just literally look at it. Do you even respect that person? Do their words even matter? Look at what they do. Behaviors, not words, behaviors. So, if you have to trick someone to stay with you, you have to constantly lie to create this illusion. What does that say about you? You have that particular energy that the narcissist saw, which is why they picked you. This person that was in your life is a karmic partner. It's karma. Something that you had to learn about you. Because that's the reality of these situations, of these people in your life. They're seeing that energy that you have. They picked you for a reason. Or you have these people in your family for a reason, in a family dynamic for a reason, or in a partnership with this person, friends, whoever. And for those of you that have narcissists around you, well, they see something in you. They see your light. They see your energy and they want it, don't they? That's why they are around. So you have to understand how special, how magnificent, how rare you actually are. These people come into your life to challenge you. These relationships are meant to be difficult. These relationships do not last. They are meant to break you open so that everything that you have learned or known about yourself, okay, is taken down. So what you do is you build yourself a strong foundation and you build up. And you know that every single one of you, this is what has happened, isn't it? Including myself. You are broken down. My Clear, you are right. They are. You are broken down to nothing, to the foundation, and you've got to build. And that's what you're doing. You're building a new you. You're building on a stronger foundation, because actually you are none of those things that person has said about you. You are none of those things that that person had said that you should have done or you didn't do, or you know what you haven't done. Linda, I'm just reading your comment. When he left, he said he's a shell of a person he could be. Deflection. And this is what I said. A lot of them, what they do is they invert it. And they say that you're the issue when actually this is what they feel. So this is what you've got to see. This is what you've got to see it as. They are inverting it. They're making you believe something that you are that isn't true. And again, does that opinion of that person really count? That person that lies all the time? And they are lying in this instant. It's like what I said. People say a lot of things. Narcissists talk and say a lot of things. But a lot of it, what they say, is just lies. Doesn't mean anything. It's always been lies. Because they can see who you are. They see you. And they want to take that from you. Paddy asks, do you think they know that they invert it? Paddy, do you know what I think they do? I think what they do is they deflect because it's pushing the blame away from themselves. That is really what's going on here. It's funny that they choose those certain things to say to you that are so significant and meaningful to you, knowing that it's going to hurt you, but they say it anyway. They say it because they know it's going to trigger you. They say it because they know it's going to hurt you. That, they know what they are doing. You know what you are doing when you say things like that. So when they are deflecting, what they are doing is they're putting the blame onto you because they're trying to show that they are actually this wonderful human being, when deep down, they know. On some level, they know. How much? I don't know. Do you know, I wouldn't even want to live in their mind for like 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. No thanks. They are people who have no boundaries. They don't have understanding. You know, it's like what I said, their heart is closed off. They do love to trigger you. You're right, Oxford. They do like to trigger you because they know that it's going to get a response from you. And if it gets a response, then you know what? Then it shows that you care about them. It shows that actually they can get some sort of rise out of you. And it's all about control. When you can manipulate someone to behave a certain way, that is what's going on here. They just want to hurt you. They just want you to feel not good enough because they don't want you to realize what they are doing. They don't want you to leave. They want you to stay in this mental prison thinking that you're not good enough, thinking that actually you are this awful person, that it's your responsibility to fix this relationship or fix this thing. You know, that's what they are doing. They are wanting you to take responsibility for this whole interaction and for you to do something about it, because they're not going to do it. They don't want to take responsibility because then that means that you've got to do something about it, and they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that for anybody, not just you. It's for anybody. They don't do that. If you're deflecting, you're telling other people there's something wrong with them, it makes you feel good. That's how they feel. Like if they're putting other people down, they want to make themselves feel good. And that's how they're doing it. That's what they do. So when we look at the real reason why these people were in your life, can you actually see how important, magnificent, wonderful, empathetic, patient, beautiful you actually are? And this is what you have got to work on. Getting back to yourself, believing that. I'm not just saying it because it's not true. I'm not just saying it to stroke your ego. I really am not. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm not going to lie. I'm telling you the truth because that really is. You know, like I can see in the chat, I can see the way that you support one another. I can see the way that you're talking to one another. That is kindness. That is support. That is because you guys are genuine. You know, you have a lovely heart because you genuinely want to help others who have been in this situation. For those of you that, you know, are further on, you know, in the healing journey, you know, you're here to support one another, to help. And it doesn't cost a thing, right? Kindness. Because you have that special gift. You know, you have that. And that is what you have to remember. That is who you are. You are not the things that the narcissist has told you. You are not the things that the narcissist wanted you to believe about yourself. They are trying to discredit you so that you don't rise in your power. You don't rise within yourself. You don't really get to know who you are, because if you're kept down, you're easier to control. You will then conform. If you're kept in fear, if you're kept in trauma and you are constantly feeling bad about yourself, how are you ever going to be able to move forward in your life? Think about it. That's what they did when you were with them, so that you don't leave. You're tricked into staying. You're tricked into staying in this relationship. But when you see it for what it is, when you see the truth, when the fog has cleared, the truth remains is that you are this person. You are this wonderful human being, which that narcissist saw that light in you and wanted to take it and wanted to have it as their own, but they realized they couldn't, so they're going to try and destroy it. Sarah, I know, my dear, it is difficult when it's a parent because you can walk away from a partner, but a parent, do you know what, Sarah? There's a few of you on here that have narcissistic parents, and it's really hard because they're your parents. And you know what I always say to my clients? Mother, father, sister, brother, they all have connotations. They all have meanings to those words. There's a huge responsibility that comes with those labels. Mother, father, brother, sister. You know, there is expectations that come with that label. But not everybody is able to live up to that label. Someone who is supposed to be your mother doesn't live up to that label. Someone who is supposed to be your father doesn't live up to that label. They let you down. They don't behave like parents or a parent. Someone who is supposed to be there to love you unconditionally. Someone who is there to meant to protect you. Someone who has got your back. Someone who is there that's going to love you and support you and hug you when things are bad. They don't live up to that label. So if you take that label away from that person, mother, father, brother, sister, you're going to see it for what it is. And for a lot of you, you have grown up without stable, loving parents or parent or caregiver. This is about you taking that power back and actually giving that love back to yourself. For a lot of us, I will just put it out there, and I'm sorry if this triggers anybody, but our parents, whether they're narcissistic or not, a lot of them have their own traumas and they have let us down. But what we have to do is we have to parent ourselves, self-parenting. Because now that we are adults, you're welcome, Sarah, and Oxford. Now that you are adults, you are not a helpless child that is relying on their parents to give them that nurture, to give them that love. You can give that back to yourself. And it will mean a lot because you know what it is that you need. You know what it is that you want. And it's very hard also to come to that realization because that also is really, really painful. Where those people have let you down, where you placed your trust in that person. But it's not because, even though your parents may be narcissistic, what I will say is this. It's not because they didn't love you. Yes, I know what I'm saying. I know the narcissistic parents do love you in their own way, in a transactional kind of way. You're seen as an extension of that parent. So they, again, have labels, expectations. They want you to do a lot of things. There's expectations of you, things that you've got to do, errands that you've got to run. You know, you have roles within that family. And with those roles come expectations. And if you don't do that, then you are punished. You are punished. Similar to how the narcissist, if you are someone who have been in a partnership with a narcissist, they also have expectations of you. And if you don't do what they want you to do, then you are punished. So it's the same formula. It is the same formula. So this is about taking that label away from that person and really seeing them for who they are. And this is how you put those boundaries. First of all, you got to know what your boundaries are, what is acceptable to you and what is not. Boundaries, I'll be honest with you, it is hard to put boundaries in place with people. It is hard to say no. When you have always been the one that is always saying yes, you want to make other people happy. I know, because I do things like that. I used to do things like, sometimes I still do things like that. It is hard. It is hard to like break free from those patterns. But it's something that you've got to work on. It's something that you've got to recognize that, yeah, like this is what I do. So I need to be able to take that back and give it back to myself. We have been learned to put other people before us. And sometimes it could have been that it was a cultural thing. I know for me, it was very much a cultural thing. I'm also an older sister, so I had to look after my younger sister, you know, so it was always putting her first. You know, my dad always used to say to me, Anushka, before you go, make sure you look after your sister. You know, she is younger than you. It is your responsibility. And she was worse than me when we used to go out. She was the one that used to do all these mad things. Yes, and then I had to take responsibility for her, for what she did. So it was just one of them. But, you know, so that's where I learned, what I'm trying to say is that's where I learned to put other people before me and make sure that everyone else is happy. Let's forget about Anushka. She doesn't need to be happy. Oh, thank you guys. Bless you. Do you know what? Now she looks after me because I'm very immature. No, M. Singh, it's not Italian. No, my parents are Polish. My parents were both Polish. Yes, and they met in the UK, and then I was born in London. Yes. Oh, Phoenix Power, I love that. She was a snake dressed as a mermaid. No, Paddy, my dad is not from Australia. Is that what my accent sounds like? Oh my God. I try to do a Polish accent. I try to do like a Slavic accent. Like, you know, when he talks to me like this, Anushka, you know, and he does this. So it's, yeah, very European upbringing, you know. Oxford, bless you, my dear. I'm so happy to be with everyone. Anushka yes, the Anushka family. Guys, hashtag Anushka family. Do you know what? I am so happy that I can say that, like, that, you know, like, we are one big family and we are all here supporting one another. Honestly, like, this is, it's a gift, isn't it, guys? It's a gift, and I love it, and I just love every single one of you guys. It's just so lovely to have this community here for all of you, and for you to feel safe here, you know, and we are all here together. Thank you. Don't, you guys are going to make me cry. Thank you so much, Wisty Christie. I love you guys too. Thank you. Midnight Blue, you're so funny. A mersnake. She was dressed as a mermaid, but really a snake. That also should be on a t-shirt. That also should be on a t-shirt. Love it. Yes. Thank you, Eric. Yes. We help each other and we're going to get through this. You know what, guys? Every single one of you is going to get through this, because just because you've had this person in your life doesn't mean that your life has to stop or you have to stay stuck. And like I said, who are they anyway? Seriously. Nick, Philip Adams, yes, Anushka family. I love it. I love it. You know what? These people, all right, these people, see them for the lesson that they are in your life. See the lesson of why this person is here. Oh, Michal, thank you so much. I can read it and I do understand it. Thank you. You know what? See it for what it is. All right. See it for exactly that. What are these people here to teach you? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh dear. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me at all? Oh no, this is not good. Oh, okay, great. Oh my God. Well, we've got, something has to go wrong, doesn't it? Like, something has to happen, you know? So, okay, good. Right, so this is what I was saying, okay? You got to see it for what it actually is. Thank you, guys. You got to see it for why this person is in your life, like why they are here. What is it trying to show you? Like, what is it trying to teach you? Like, that is what, do you know what? That's what life is about. It's about learning these lessons, seeing them for what they are. We can't just sit there, you know, in this mess and think, oh, you know what, this person, I really miss them, I really want them, you know, like, oh, I need to be, you know, I want them back and all of that. And how have they done this to me? Like, why? This is victim mentality, guys. Okay, you cannot think of yourselves as victims because you're not. You're not victims. You have to fight for this. You have to move forward. Okay? You have to move forward in your life. Just because they have been in it doesn't mean that they have come here to destroy. You're not here. People do not destroy you. Do not let them. Do not allow that to happen. But you've got to mend. You've got to move forward in this. Okay, you've got to be strong. You know, I know we're laughing at my dad, but you know what my dad always used to say to me? And this is stuck in my mind. If they throw you out of the door, you got to climb back in through the window. Which means, okay, good old dad's philosophy, because he's not anyway. This is about, you know, you've got to make this. You've got to make your life. You only have one. You have this experience, you know, on this earth, and this is your experience. This is about you actually, okay, you actually making this yours, making it work, making it meaningful for you. Just because they have been in your life, so what? I mean, like, seriously, who are they? Who are these people? Are you going to listen to their opinions? You're going to let someone like that destroy, take so much from you? You are more than that. You are more than that. I know that right now you're sitting, you know, in this emotion and it is uncomfortable. But you know what, guys? Nothing lasts forever. You are going to move through this and it's going to get better. But you got to do things to help yourself. You've got to help you. You've got to make your life happen. It is not going to come, you know, packaged in a nice Amazon package and go, here you are, you know what, here's your life. No, you got to go out and get it. And it is tough. Yes, you're going to have to start from the bottom. But that's what you're doing. You're building your strong foundations and you're building, you know, from the bottom up. They come in because they wanted to take something from you. They stole something from you. You're going to let them take that off you? You got to claim it back. You've got to claim that back because it's yours. It's like what I said. These people saw your light. These people saw that power, that energy that you have. You're not like everybody else because they would have picked everybody else, but they didn't. They picked you. And why is that? Why did they pick you? They picked you for a reason. And that reason is what you have got to come back home to yourself. You don't allow someone to walk all over you, to do that to you. I mean, who are they? Claim it. Claim your life back. They are not this important person. They are part of your past. Past is gone. You can't bring it back. And actually, do you know what? I'm listening to a wonderful audiobook by Joe Dispenza. Absolutely love him. If you guys, I'm sure a lot of you know who he is. He's got an amazing YouTube channel and he's written amazing books. And I'm listening to, because I don't have time to read, but I'm listening to Becoming Supernatural. And this is all about neuroscience, neuropsychology. And he is right. This is about your mindset and how you construct it, how you make it happen. This is your life. It is not mine. I wish I could make it for you, but I can't. I'm not the Amazon person with the package that is going to hand it to you. You've got to make it work. Your past doesn't exist. They actually don't exist. If you really think about it, they don't exist. Because the past can only exist in your memory. You can't have it back. What exists is right now. You guys are here on the live right now. This is my reality. I'm right here talking to you, with the microphone that has a mind of its own and switches off whenever it wants to. But I am talking here on this live to you guys. This is my reality right now. I don't have my past. I don't have yesterday. I don't even have tomorrow. I've got now. So if you choose to access the past, then that's on you. I'm not saying that you got to blank it out, but you got to take control, and you've got to construct, or you've got to navigate your mind. Do you know what? You're not even your thoughts. You actually need to take control of your thoughts as well, because what, you're going to let them run wild? It's like, what Freud always used to say, like I learned a lot when I was doing my, right, I will pause that story for a minute. Arby, thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you. You are so genuine. It's so nice to follow you. You guys are going to make me cry today. You are a natural, so knowledgeable that I know I can trust what you say. Gives me the confidence to deal with my narc wife who left me for new supply. Bless you. She left because she could not have you anymore. You rose above this. Actually, if you look at it this way, your light, your energy, she couldn't contain it anymore. She couldn't have it. So that's why she left. You are too good for her. And actually, it was a blessing, right? Because you're going to heal, even though it might feel like, you're taken so much. But actually, this is your opportunity. It's a new chapter. We all have many different chapters in our lives, right? We all have different chapters. And that's how it is for all of us. Our life is not the same all the way through. If it was, it'd be so boring, right? It would be so boring. But we have different chapters in our life. And for you, this is your new chapter. Okay? It's your new chapter. What are you going to write in this part of the chapter? All right? What are you going to write in this? RB, what chapter are you going to write? So this is what I was going to say. So Freud, hold on, cheers everyone, and press the like button. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. It'd be so amazing. I'd be grateful. Okay. So Freud, what he talked about, and I know he's not a favorite of everyone's. I happen to really like him. I thought this guy was so knowledgeable, even though he was on cocaine most of the time, but he had these epiphanies, right? Which is where a lot of psychology is based. Okay. RB, this is so good. It's been a few months and I'm doing well, turning the page. Amazing. You know what? You just got to keep going. Focus on you. Focus on the things that you like doing. Get yourself out into nature. Hug trees. I've started doing this recently. And honestly, this is transmuting energy. I love it. Please don't think I am weird, but I do hug trees. I can't believe I've just said that online. I'm not a weirdo, guys. I'm not a weirdo. Honestly, I'm not. Paddy, it's wine o'clock, Anushka. Cheers, Paddy. Cheers. I'm not drinking. I don't really drink. I do like a little, I do like a little glass, a little Prosecco, a little wine, but not all the time. And it rhymes. Anyway, so Freud. Okay. So he talked about so imagine you're on a white horse and that horse is galloping through the field, all right? And it's going, and you know what? You've got the reins, but you're not controlling that horse. Okay? You're not controlling that horse. So that horse is going to run. It's going to run in any direction that it wants. But you have to start to control that horse. You've got to take the reins. And that's what I was talking about, thoughts. If you're going to let your thoughts run wild, then boy, you know what? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenging time for you guys. You are not your thoughts. Okay, just because it's saying, oh, you're this, you're that. A lot of the thoughts that we do have, okay, this is conditioning, this is programming from childhood. All right, and these are the thoughts and beliefs that we had made as children. But we were kids back then. We didn't know any better, did we? We didn't know. We were still learning about the world. And so we made these, beliefs about ourselves based on others' opinions, usually our parents. And for a lot of us, our parents kind of let us down, in that kind of upbringing department. Okay, so now that you're an adult, the thoughts that you have, the opinions that you form, really think, are they actually congruent to who I am? Is that really genuine, like to what it is? Thank you, Oxford. God. Yeah, so you're reading a book about trees talk. Trees do talk. I learned this the other day from a really dear friend of mine. And trees do talk. And this is what I know. I'm going off topic, and I will go back to the topic that I was talking about, our thoughts. But this is a really good point. Trees do talk. They talk actually, with one another, with their energy. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Our energy is so real, and this is something that we have. All right, we've got to bring our energy back. And trees, and even though, like trees, they have roots, they go deep into the ground. And they talk amongst each other. With their roots, their energy, their branches touch one another. I mean, you go to a forest. I was in the forest 2 weeks ago with this friend, and this is what she said to me. She said, this is what happens. Trees do talk. They have their own language. They have their own energy. So let's take that back to our thoughts. Do not allow your thoughts to run wild like that horse. Take the reins. And the way that you do it, do you remember, guys, I always say, this is about repetition, about affirmations. Affirmations is repetition, and through repetition we learn. And even Joe Dispenza talks about it in this book. That repetition is so important if you're trying to navigate and make a new habit. Yeah? It's about repeating this constantly, reinforcing it. Well, think about it. Like when you were at school, think about going back into school, you were learning and you were sitting in exam. God, that gives me the shivers. I hate exams. I really, really hated exams. Really hated it. I'm fine with coursework, but exams, no thanks. So when you're studying for exams, you've got to read the same thing over and over again, because that's how it sticks. And that's how, when we're developing new habits, new thoughts, we are changing neural pathways. That's what we're doing, guys. We are changing neural pathways within our brain, these neural structures. Remember, you can change neural structures just because something that you have learned or been conditioned in childhood doesn't mean that it's got to stick. You can change it. We change neural pathways all the time. Things that don't work for us anymore, those neural networks or those circuits, what they do is because they're not being used, they die off and new ones are formed. So when we are repeating something like an affirmation, we are creating new beliefs. We are creating new realities for ourselves. So that's why those thoughts, those ones where they are negative, they are putting you down. When you are thinking that you're not good enough, believing what the narcissist has told you. Remember, that is an opinion of somebody else. And it's also a trigger because maybe it's something that you have learned or was told about yourself from childhood. Do you remember what I said? These are opinions of others. Doesn't mean that it's the truth. It is not your truth. So you've got to create your own truth. You've got to create this for you. So the thoughts that you are thinking, just step outside of that and really think about it. Is that congruent to you? Is that really authentically you right now? Or is this made up of opinions and judgments of others? This is really important for you to look at this. And affirmations is a way of you moving forward not becoming numb to the pain, not suppressing the pain, but moving through it. Pain can never be worked through, or pain can never be healed if you don't move through it. Through your pain. And I think somebody in the comments has written about the pain body, which is what we do have. We do have a pain body. Through that is what we learn. We learn about ourselves. And that is this connection. And I write a whole I'm writing a whole section of that in the book. It's exactly that. It's about moving through this. It's okay to feel sad. I have recently been sad, and I have cried too, because of a situation and something that has happened, something that didn't happen for me. It didn't go the way that I expected. And that was painful for me. And yeah, and this is what I was saying on the Instagram, that like, you know, sometimes it's just challenging, it's tough, but the only way that I'm going to be able to move through, I'm not saying that I'm 100%, you know, I've worked through everything, I've healed everything. We are always learning, we are always evolving. And so I want to be as authentic as I can be here. You know, we are always learning, we are always moving through things. Nothing in life is plain sailing. But what you've got to do is build strong foundations, because then that is what you are going to rely on or lean upon when things get tough, when things don't happen the way that you had wished them to, or you have wanted them to. This is about calling onto yourself and trusting yourself, connecting to you. When you have created these new neural circuits for yourself, for you to call upon, for you to rely on when you are, you know, when you are upset, or when you are feeling down. And Philip, you're right, it is strong to have emotions. The weak refuse to emote. That is true. We can't suppress our feelings. It is not good to do that. So that's not what I'm saying here, that we've got to say these affirmations to keep strong. We've got to move through it and build a foundation for ourselves, but also be able to work through it. The only way through pain is through it. You have to go through it. It is life. It is part of who we are. It's part of what makes us us. We are emotional, energetic beings. We are going to feel. This isn't about suppressing and distracting ourselves. For some of us, yes, it can be overwhelming. And that's when we do need to distract. But we still have to work through what is upsetting us, what is making us feel bad. Because otherwise you stay stuck. And then you never heal. And you're never able to get to the next place. This is about building that power, accessing that internal knowledge, that internal wisdom. You know, when you suppress and you don't feel, you don't heal. And that wasn't meant to rhyme, guys, sorry. You don't ever move forward. You stay stuck and you relive that pain like in a cycle, which is, does that sound familiar? Someone you know? The narcissist. They do that. They stay in this loop because they suppress. We find new people. That's where we get into a relationship with a new person. That's what they do. It's that loop. Because for them, they can't be alone. For them, it's too triggering to be alone, to be able to face these triggers. And I get it. Like for a lot of them, this is really traumatic and it's really, really hard. But they don't move forward. They stay stuck. And can you see the reality, or can you see the outcome of the situation when you don't move forward, or when you don't work on this and you suppress pain? That is the outcome. I'm not saying that you become a narcissist. I'm not saying that. But look at what they do, and look at the way that they stay stuck within their life, within their world. All right, we can see it from the outside in. All right, I know that we're judging, but we can see it from the outside, and we see what happens to them and what they are doing. All right, and it's not healthy, is it? It isn't healthy. So again, we've got to do the opposite of what they do, because that will really help us. We are different. We are the opposite of them. And that's what I'm saying. These people come into your life to teach you lessons. This is like, Earth is one big school. We're always in school. We're always learning. We're always moving through things. Please don't think that after the narcissist, this is going to be the end of your lessons, because it's not. There's going to be more. And when we accept that, that is exactly what is going on and what's going to happen, then it's better able for us to accept that this is our challenge. You know, this is what we have to learn. This is what we have to go through. Everybody's lessons is different. But look, ultimately, we're not going to stay in victim mentality. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, why? It did. How do we move forward from this? We have to have a growth mindset. We can't stay stuck in that one place. You want to be the narcissist going around in that cycle, in that one loop? No. Because if you look at them, they're not happy either. They are not happy. Despite what they are showing you on social media, these people are not happy. They're not content, which is why they steal and take from others. And that's what I'm saying. You have to rise up in your power. You have to move through this pain. Learn this lesson that has been put in front of you. You know, if you weren't able to get through this, you wouldn't be experiencing it. Only the strong survive. Victims stay stuck. All right? Victims stay stuck in this loop, which is why I always say we've got to move. We've got to keep on moving. Life is fluid. We don't stay stuck. Everything is always moving forward. 1 year doesn't look the same as another year in your life. There's always things that are happening. You're always moving forward. So you have to see it like the change of the seasons. Let's look at nature, for example. Trees don't have leaves all year round. Okay? So it ebbs and flows. Life is the same. Life mirrors nature. Okay? And this is about the connection to yourself, understanding you, understanding the experience of this person. Remember, everything in life is about perspective. It's how you see it. Okay? It's how you want to see this situation and how you make meaning, because we are creatures of when we do make meaning. Okay? We make meaning of these situations, of these experiences, and then through this meaning, we attach emotion onto it. All right? So if we're making meaning of these situations of what has happened to us, then we have to understand the actual lesson, the reason behind all of this. Philip, I love that. New experiences, new adventures, leave the troll behind under the bridge. Correct. Exactly. I love that. That's empowering. That is exactly what it is. It's ultimately you, isn't it? It's about you discovering you. You weren't given this opportunity in your life ever, most probably, which is why now this person has come into your life, this troll, Philip, which absolutely they are one. Okay, no name calling, no judgment. This is why this person has come into your life, to give you an opportunity to be able to craft and create the life that you want. Okay? And that's what this is about. It's about how you see it, what it is that you want. Write it down. Write it down now or later today or tomorrow. Think about it. What is it that you want from your life? Where do you want to be? When all of this happened to me, all I wanted to do was to get this information out there. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I would be doing this right now, you know, having this channel, doing all of these things. I absolutely love it. I thought that I was going to become a psychologist, you know, go to uni, finish my doctorate, write the dissertation, and hire out a room somewhere, you know, in London and see clients face to face. No, the universe had a different plan for me. And I am just beyond happy that it has worked out like this. But if I didn't have that narcissist in my life, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been, I wouldn't be here talking with you guys, getting this information out there. Like I feel so fulfilled. This is my life's calling, being here, doing this, because I don't see it as a job. It's not a job. This, for me, I feel so happy helping people. I feel so happy, like not even happy, it's more than that. I feel so fulfilled doing this. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So when this is helping others, this for me is like getting a pay rise, you know? Like, you know, that it's that kind of a feeling. It's like, it's elevating. And so what I'm saying is, if that person, I was about to swear, that person, that troll wasn't in my life, I wouldn't be here. And so this is what I'm saying. Channel your pain into power. What do you want from your life? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? This is about you rising up, not going down into and feeling like the victim of a circumstance. You're not a victim. You've got to stand in your access your power. You already have that internal knowledge. Things that I'm telling you here tonight, today, you know, it's nothing new. You already know this. You know this already. I'm just reminding you. I'm just reminding you what you already know. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. We don't sink, we swim. We are going to make something of our lives. But you have to figure out, first of all, what it is that you want. Because if you, it's the same like when you're developing boundaries. If you don't know what it is that you want and what are your boundaries, how are you going to be able to ever tell anybody, you know, what your boundaries are? And this is the same thing. If you don't know where you want to be, what you want to do, how you want your life to pan out, how are you going to ever be able to craft it and make it happen? And this is that time. This is that chapter in your life, guys. This is that chapter that you've got to figure out what it is that you want and make it happen. Because I'll tell you something. Manifestation is real. Yes, one tiny sparkle, it does take time, but not that much time. Okay? It will happen. You can bring into fruition whatever it is that you want. You can be anyone that you want to be. You so can be. It's whatever your heart desires and you make it happen, but you're the one that's going to take that action. You're the one that's going to take that action to make that happen. Because without you, the reality, that reality does not happen. And so this is why having that intention, knowing what your intention is, okay, not looking back. Remember, the past is the back. And if you're walking, listen, if you're running, okay, like you've got people that are in a marathon or in a race and they're running, they're going to look forward. Because if they look backwards, they're going to fall over, they're going to trip, they're going to fall. And they're not even going to finish the race because they're going to graze their knee. They might even twist their ankle, which is so painful. But you got to keep looking forward. This isn't about looking backwards. It's about your life. This is about not thinking about the past, thinking about what shoulda, woulda, coulda, because nothing was going to change. This is what was going to always happen. This was always going to be the outcome. These people were never meant to stay in your life forever, even though they told you they would, but they weren't meant to stay in your life forever. Okay? So see it for what it is. Move through the pain. Acknowledge it, because that pain is part of you, because that person betrayed you. That person dishonored you. But you never betrayed yourself. You never dishonored you. So you still have you. And what can you do for you? This life is about you. It's your life. And remember how powerful our mind actually is. And if you guys if you guys ever get to read that Joe Dispenza book, Becoming Supernatural, I really would recommend it, guys. I really would. If you can get it on Audible, which is how I've got it, just listen to it. This is really good. I'd love to do like a whole talk, on the brain, on neuropsychology. I love that subject so much. I did. I want to tell you. For my masters, I did a masters in clinical psychology, and for my dissertation, I wrote about. Actually, it was neuroscience. So I did a whole study on the brain, and I used. It was about people who meditate versus people who don't, and what I found in that study was people, and I matched the participants. I matched them for age, gender, and what I mean by matching is that these people were the same age, the same ethnicity, same gender, so that the results would be fair. Okay, and what I did was, what I found out actually was that people who meditated, they had bigger frontal lobes, bigger hippocampuses. So frontal lobe is this bit here. This is where your executive functioning is. So it's things that regulates your moods, things that where you're making decisions, accessing memory, being your mechanical part of the brain, like for example, how to use your fork, how to tie a shoelace. That's all located here in the frontal lobe. This is called the executive functioning. Okay, and the hippocampus is this part of the brain. Usually that's where your memory sits, and part of your emotional memory, which is the amygdala, which is right in the middle, like an almond shape. And so these people, the meditators, they had larger executive functioning, the frontal lobe, because what meditation does is it helps to regulate your emotions, your thoughts. It able to bring an inner peace. And so what I found is when you're meditating, you are visualizing, you are calling into play your reality. You are making this happen. You are using your brain. When you are stuck in rumination, overthinking, that is killing your brain. It literally is killing your brain, because what your body is doing is producing cortisol, adrenaline, and this is the toxic duo. It is poison, all right? This is a hormone that your body produces because it feels that it's under threat. So when you're overthinking, you get anxious, you get depressed. The body feels that it's under threat. So it's producing these hormones to give you that fight or flight or freeze. So it gives you that rocket fuel to do something about it. But this is perceived threat. It's not actual threat. So when you are meditating, you are calling into reality, okay, what your thoughts are. So your visualizations are calling into your reality. You are using your brain. It is growing. Yes, my friends, your brain is literally growing. Okay, so that is why I'm saying you have to keep your eye on the prize. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? This is your life. You're going to spend it or waste it thinking about them. Why? I'm the victim. This is so bad. What's happened? Stuff all of that. That is not important. I'm not saying that what your experience or your situation wasn't important. Of course it was. Yes, it was. But let's move through that. Let's think about this differently. Okay, we've grieved that. We've done that. What's the next bit? We do not stay stuck. Do not stay stuck, my friends. All right? Move forward. Grow your brain. Create your reality. Create the life that you want. Each and every one of you can do that. I have scientific evidence that you can. It's a study that I did. And I was really surprised to know that. I was really surprised that actually was a thing, because at the time when I was doing that, I didn't meditate. I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't have the time. That was my excuse. Now I do, because I know that it works. Believe me, honestly, that study showed so much to me. Okay, and This is why I'm so passionate when I talk about the brain and its capabilities. I don't know everything about the brain, but what I do know is that you can create. You can make the life that you want. You've got to create that action and make it happen. All right? You've got to do this for you guys. Don't stay in victim mentality. Move forward from this. You do have the capability to do it. Honestly, each and every one of you do, and it can happen. I know there's a lot of you that have moved through this and are now at the other side. And I'm only saying this because these are the things. Listen, I wouldn't tell you to do something, or I wouldn't say something that isn't true or something that I haven't done myself. And I know that this has worked for me. So this is why I'm just giving, suggestions, or tips on how this might work for you, because it might work for you. It might not, but you've got to experiment to see what works for you, and what doesn't. But ultimately, this is about you. This is your life. You make it happen. Don't stay stuck thinking about that. This person really isn't that important. They don't have that meaning. We've got to take them off that pedestal and swap it and put ourselves on that pedestal. Yes, Wisty Christie, he is weak, but you are strong. You are. You are strong, each and every one of you. You have got the capabilities. Do not tell yourselves that you don't. And if that means that you've got to do things that will help to calm you, to help you to meditate. Meditation doesn't mean like sitting there cross-legged on the floor, with your arms like it's not that. Sometimes, I don't always do that. I sometimes put music on and I light some candles and I just sit, and then I journal, which is another thing that I've picked up recently. Like I am starting to journal a lot more. Not making excuses that I only did this once a month. I know, shame on me, and I know I've got the journal club. But I do realize the power of journaling, of meditating. You're right, Laurie. Redirect the neural pathways. Don't access old information that you had learned as children. Now you are adults, you're accessing new ones, and you're making new things come into light. You are an adult now. You have a different understanding of the world. This is about you creating it. Absolutely sit in the darkness. Yes, I sometimes do, I sometimes do. Especially like, what? I've been waking up so early in the mornings, like literally, sometimes it's been like 4, 5 or 6. 6 has been the latest. I don't know why. But then I do sit in the darkness and I do light the candle. And sometimes I think I put some music on, put some really calming music on, which really helps. It's true. Thank you very much, Midnight Blue. That's right. Trust the process. Thank you, Pamela. John, if cannabis helps you for the time being, then do that. I'm not encouraging you. But yeah, just don't rely on it. Don't get too hooked on it. Don't rely on it. It does. One tiny sparkle. Meditation has a massage-like power on the brain. It is so rejuvenating and cleansing. It is. Yeah, I love candles too. One tiny sparkle. I do as well. I love them. Sarah, what I would say with music, there's two. I like very much like the sound of rain. Remember, music, whatever music you choose, guys, make sure that it has 432 or 528 megahertz. This is healing music. This is healing heart music. So this will heal a lot of the emotional pain that a lot of you may be are going, that you're experiencing. Okay, so make sure whatever music you choose, and you know what, Sarah, you can access that even on YouTube. I've got a lot of my music is actually from YouTube. I love YouTube, can't you tell? So a lot of the music's like rain music, but sometimes I also like shamanic drums, and that I find really, really soothing. I think I must have been a native Indian in my past life. Maybe. Thank you, Oxford. That's right. Thank you. Zulti Rain, wonderful plants in your background. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. So I've got a story to tell about this one. Don't laugh at me, guys, but this could only happen to me. Right, so I was picking them because I thought, oh, I'm going to put some nice like background, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, let's put the plants out, you know, because it's spring. Thank you, Laurie. Please hit the like button, guys. Thank you, because I'm going to be coming off soon anyway. So these plants, I mean flowers. Well, tree. It's from a tree. It's from a hawthorn tree. Anyway, so I was out earlier in the woods. I didn't have Alfie with me. Eric, you're so funny about Anushka's house like a gift shop. No. Yeah, so I was picking them. Anyway, so I'm trying to pick them because they all had like, I don't know if you can see the blossom on them. Those branches were at the top. And of course I wanted the branches at the top, you know, with the blossom on it. So anyway, it had rained earlier this morning. Not only when I reached and tiptoed to try, and I got my trainers dirty as well. You know, those Converses that I have, I got mud down the side of them. So I was like really annoyed. And I kind of like picked it. I broke it off. And not only did like half a ton of blossom fall on my head, rain, but also dried up pigeon poo. Yes, my friends, that is exactly what happened to me. And because I was wearing a top that was kind of like that, it fell into a place that was very hard for me to get out. So I'm there trying to like jiggle it out. Oh my God, I don't know what people must have thought. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, why? Like, why does this have to happen to me? I wanted that branch that had the blossom. Why did this have to happen to me? So yeah. It happened because I wanted the blossom. I wanted it to look nice. That's why. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yes, they don't smell too great, but I thought, yeah, they look quite nice. So thank you ever so much. Thank you. Yes, I know, Oxford. I know you're all going to laugh at me with the pigeon poo and dirty trainers and the rest of it. Anyway. Guys, so look, I really hope I'm gonna sign off in a bit. If you have any questions, any last minute questions, get them in because I'll read through the comments. Oh, thank you, Kruger. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do like my jewelry, not gonna lie. I do like my jewelry, but it has to be like different. I don't like it what everyone else is wearing. You're so yes, Oxford, something always has to go wrong, but you know what, I see the funny side of it sometimes. Don't get me wrong, it really annoys me. Yes, light speed, exactly that. Sometimes it like really does annoy me, and like you don't want to hear me swear, like it's not good when I'm just like, sometimes when it just no. But yes, anyway, the jewelry, thank you so much. Yes, actually I got all of this jewelry in Greece. They've got some nice pieces there. I know, Oxford, you're not laughing at me. I know you're not. I know. Thank you, Christy. Love you too. Of course, David, you're going to love them. You are going to feel something for them because you don't just fall out of love with people. But what I will say to you, okay, it is that you can love them but not be in love with them. Oxford, bless you. I know you're not laughing at me. Bless you, Oxford. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. I think Tuesday was a great day too. I think Friday, everyone's like, I think I was having the conversation with you, Oxford. It's like Friday, you know what? Everyone's like, we're done for the week. We don't need another. Do you know what? And guys, I want to go out on a Friday as well, you know? So I was thinking, what happens if I need to go out? Like, what happens if that, you know, like if there's something going on, you know, like summer's coming, you know, people are going to have weddings and people are going to have birthday parties. And I was thinking, I can't just miss it. You know, because it's like right in the video. Hello, Mandatory. Hello. You're from Greece. What part of Greece are you from? I'm going to Greece actually this summer. You know, believe it or not. Going back to where I love. Yes. So, yeah, like Tuesday Tuesday was a good shout. And I think Tuesdays would work. Like, I've always done it on a Tuesday. I've always. I don't know why we got so many votes for a Friday that time when I did the vote. I was just like, you know what, guys? Let's just switch this up. We're doing a Tuesday, so no, it's good. Oh, Amanda, I'm glad that you were on the live. I'm so pleased. I'm glad that you caught this one. So big shout out to Amanda. Thank you for being here. You're all the way from Texas. Do you know what? I've been to Texas as well. Love it there. Love it there. Cool place. So bye-bye. Guys, thank you so much. Oh, you're from Mandatory. You're from Athens. Do you know what? I have a friend and she's my psychologist friend, Maria. And I'm going to feature her actually. She's going to be talking about like, what was it? She's going to kill me for not remembering. Bullying, like narcissistic abuse in the workplace. So she's writing her dissertation on that. Anyway, the reason why I brought her up is that because she is from Athens and I think I'll be going over to visit her in August, but I'm going in June as well. So I'm going to be in Greece probably most of this summer. Thank you so much, Lenny. Greetings to you too. Oxford, yeah, the energy was great today. Absolutely. Friday is for the Anushka pep talk just before going out. Yes. I love that. You're absolutely right, Arby. Yes, it's the pep talk before going out. Thank you so much, Lightspeed. Thank you. Wish you had a nice week, Anushka. Thank you for this. Thank you. Do you know what, guys? I'm so happy that you guys have been here. Like, again, I was so happy to come back, on the live tonight and to be here. I love being with you guys, honestly, and I'm so glad that this information can help. If you can just take little bits of it, I would be really, really happy. Mandatory, I'm coming. I'm going to come. Mandatory, I'm going to absolutely come to Greece. Yes. I'd love to do a conference or something there. That would be so much fun. But yes. So, guys, I will be back next Tuesday. Topics, guys. I need topics. What would you like me to talk about? Bless you, Oxford. Mwah. And hearts as well to all of you. What topics do you want me, guys? Sorry, let me say that again. What topics do you want me to talk about? Is there anything that you guys are facing right now that is particularly difficult? Oh, thank you, AA. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, not in the live chat, better for the comments, because then I can read through it all, because it doesn't just go so quickly. But guys, it's been amazing spending this time with you. I am so glad to be back here. Thank you, Anushka family. You guys are my family. I have loved spending this time with you. Sorry about the microphone with a mind of its own. We have to have an issue every week. Come on, this is me. Yes, Eric, Greece again. Greece again. So I will be sharing that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the video tomorrow. And thank you so much, John. And I will see you guys next week. Videos coming out all of this week. Guys, bless you all. Thank you. Love you guys.